Good morning, everybody. Joe Ciaccio here. Woo! Man almighty, Monday mornings for everybody. 10 o'clock down here in Tampa, Florida. We've got some agents on the phone in California, so I appreciate you guys getting up bright and early at 7 o'clock. Let's kind of talk about some good work ethics. Work ethics have a lot to do with everything we do. It's not just going to work, it's following through. But before I get started, I just want to kind of tell you what we're going to hit on today. What day should I work? When should I take off? When should I call a carrier? Do I deliver my policies? What do I do about chargebacks? How much money do I need to make? Goal setting. So if I really push this call, this can be like a 2-hour call. So I'm going to kind of crunch it and just tap on the things that I feel that are important. Now, everybody's work ethics, everybody's ways of doing things are different. What I've learned over the years, 26 years of being in the insurance business, is that the agents that I see that are successful are the ones who go to work. They don't complain about the weather. They don't complain about the chargeback. They don't complain they don't have enough leads. They don't complain about really anything. Granted, we're all going to have a day where you're going to complain about something. You're going to have a bad day. But overall, the agents that I have seen, that I have worked with, that I know for a fact have become extremely successful in this business, they're not going to let a road barrier block their road to success. They've already decided, their mind is set, that they're going to do whatever it takes to be the best. And that's the attitude everybody on this call must have. Everybody in sales must have that attitude that I don't care what's in front of me, it's not going to stop me. I don't care if it's a 10-foot high block wall. I'm not going to go around it. I'm going to figure out a way to get past it. No matter what it is, I'm going to do it. Now, to me, the most important day to go to work is Monday. Years and years and years ago, and I still hear some old guys, my age and older, talk about it. Get your leads on Monday, set appointments on Monday, work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Come to the office on Friday, turn all your work in. Back in the day, that was the schedule to work because everybody else did it. Back then, seniors, most of them didn't have a part-time job. They lived on their Social Security because things were just different back then. The cost of living was lower, as well as their Social Security, yet they knew how to make ends meet because things were more stable. You had ups and downs, but things were more stable. So they had an idea of exactly how much money they were going to have left over every month. In today's times, topsy-turvy, got all these different moving parts going on, gas going up, food going up, all of these things. So a senior, the people that we primarily deal with, as we all know, are on a fixed income. And when you're on a fixed income, what happens is that you can only spend so much money. And when things go higher and higher, now you've got to just sit and decide, what am I going to spend my money on? So this is when you go and visit somebody, you got to have on your kit gloves to where when you're speaking with them, you're speaking the lingo that they want to hear. Either when they sent the card in, they did a digital lead, you saw them next door to client's house, you asked for a referral. So first of all, you need to know your products to be successful at this business. You need to know where to go, when to veer, when to turn, when to stop, when to pull back, and when to be aggressive. And what happens with a lot of agents, that brick wall comes out, client gives them hesitation, gives them some rebuttals, gives them some rejection, and what they do, they sit and say, oh, it's not worth it, I'm going to go. This happens to them 6, 8, 10 times. They sit and say the business is not for me. Which, to be honest with me, or to be honest with you about me, I want those guys to go. I want them to quit buying our leads. I want them to quit messing up mail calls going so high because they're just buying leads and not even working them. So what that's done is that it's driven up our lead costs to where our lead costs has gotten out of control. So to be honest with you, I want the insurance field to get tougher. I want Medicare to get tougher. So only the people that really, really, really want to get into it are the ones we're competing with. Now, when you're competing against somebody like that, they're going to have the eye of the tiger like you. So you must come up with a way to where you can be one step ahead of that person. Either know more stuff, work more hours, do your chargebacks on a certain day, call the carriers at a certain time. So there's got to be a method to your madness for you to be more successful. When I was on the road, every single day, come hell or water, rain or shine, I had a daily date planner in my car. Had in my car a daily date planner, which I did everything by that schedule there. I had certain things that when I printed out, it printed out exactly what I was going to do. In the mornings, I used to call the carriers. I also call the carriers when I'm on the road. I had a slot for me to deliver policies, providing I was in the area. I feel the more organized you become, the more set straight that you set your mind on that I'm going to move forward and I'm going to follow this pattern every day, you will become more successful. If we look at McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, when you go to their restaurant, it doesn't matter whether you're in Tampa, Florida, Los Angeles, California, or you're in Albuquerque, Mexico, those hamburgers are going to be the exact same every single time because they want us to know no matter where we go, we're going to get the exact same flavor, taste, everything. So in your mind, you must have your mind set up that every day you get up to go to work, your mindset is on doing the same thing over and over every day. Yet the only difference is you're going to be calling a different client, a different carrier, or doing something different, but yet you're on the same roadmap to become more successful. Now, what days should you work? Well, to me, you should work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. That's the way I was programmed as a kid. Work, work, work. The people that work harder make the most amount of money. Well, that makes sense when you're in the service business, when people are coming to see you. But what we do, we've got to work hours, yet we've got to work smart. And by working smart is knowing your products, knowing how to speak with people, knowing when to catch them at home. Damn, Joe, how do I know when to catch them at home? Well, on your lead, write down, Mary Jones is her lead. You were there Monday at 3 o'clock, not home. You were there Tuesday at 6 p.m., she wasn't home. You were there Thursday afternoon at 1:15, she wasn't home. So just by process of elimination, you're going to sit and say, well, she could be out of town. She may have moved, for all you know. Or she works afternoon shift. Okay? Did you call her? Well, Joe, she had no phone number. Well, you got to keep on knocking. Are you guys using the yellow delivery slips to help yourself get in people's houses? When should I set appointments? Appointment setting, again, my opinion, should be set the night before for what you're going to be doing the following day. The people you cannot get a hold of, contact them in the morning, either before you leave or as you're on the road going to see your first client. Also, in the afternoon, let's say it starts raining. It's raining hard. And you said, I don't want to get wet. The last thing I want to do is get wet. I don't want to come all wet and sticky to go to somebody's house. Well, what about if you do this here? What if you find a location somewhat central in the area you're working and separate your leads up into 4 quadrants, 2 here and 2 down here, and you're smack in the middle. You start calling those people. Now you got to sit and decide, when I call the person, do I tell them what it is about? Or do I call them and tell them, hello, is Jenny home? They may say yes, they may say no. Now, back in the day, before cell phones were even really out where everybody had one every single place, especially seniors at their homes. When you call a senior up and you said, "Is Jimmy home?" and she said no, you said thank you, you went to her house. Today it's a 50-50 shot whether they're home or not, for the mere fact is that they got cell phones and they're out and about. So what I do when I'm out with an agent and it's raining, I sit and say, "Miss Jones, I need to drop something off at your house. Are you home now?" Either they're going to say yes or no. What they're going to ask you is, "What's this about? What is it?" Say, "I'm just a delivery person. I've got a package I need to deliver to you. May I stop by in a couple seconds?" Or, "I will be by in a couple minutes to drop it off to you." It's kind of like, oh my God, what am I going to get? Have I won something? What did I forget that I ordered? Okay? You must think outside the box. You must take your brain to a different level. And the only way to do that is to start trying different stuff. Listen to your competition. Do what your competition does, but yet make it better. How do I handle chargebacks, Joe? Successful agents always follow up on chargebacks. Think about it. You're in a home, whether it's a lead or a referral or door knock, doesn't really matter what it is, and the person bought something from you. They've given you their name, all of their personal information, checking account information. They've given you everything about them. And you're going to sit and say, "Hell with it, I don't have time." Guys, you can't do that. You're just giving money away. You're just giving money away. Believe it or not, they may have taken their money out before the company bank drafted them. You may have put them with a company that does not do the Social Security premium billing every month. So you need to give the client the benefit of the doubt. You need to go by and either visit with them face to face or call them. A lot of times the face to face is better. So in the event they canceled it, you can now snip it in the butt, because on the phone it's kind of hard to extract that information. When should I deliver policies? Back in the day, if somebody did a policy with me for over $50 a month, I would put it into my daily schedule to make sure I deliver it to the client. Ms. Jones says, "Joe, you're an insurance man. The policy that we wrote that you were approved on, I have it available and I'd like to drop it off today. What's a good time for me to see you? Before lunch, after lunch, or around 3 or 4 in the afternoon?" Go see her. Resell that lead, resell that sale to where they don't charge back on you. Okay? Now, "Joe, I'm working on this side of town, I'm working on this side of town, I don't have time. Well, my brain tells me that if I made $500 on that person who trusted me, I'm not going to spend a half hour, 45 minutes to keep that 500. Does 500 not mean nothing to me? I'm going to kind of change my schedule around a little bit that day. I maybe work some of the older leads I've got, some of the older referrals I have in that area, go back and see that client, save that case, put it back on the books, keep it on the books, let them know that I'm their agent and I want to either deliver the policy to them or to get them on a chargeback. Work that and then go back to your other area. You just saved $500. Worst case scenario, you lost it. But the better case scenario is they couldn't afford that $74 premium you got them. You lowered it to $49, $50. Part of the pie is better than no pie at all. What days should I take off? God almighty. As a kid, when I started working, it was 7 days a week. There was no can I take off. That was just the rules. You work 7 days a week. To me, you need to set some goals for yourself. And based on those goals will depend on what days you should take off. Either your goal is, I'm going to sell 10 apps this week, whether it's Medicare, whether it's a cancer plan, final expense, 10 apps, or I'm going to do 3,000, 3,500, 5,000 of annualized premiums. Okay? or I'm going to set my goal this week to do 5,000 in sales. Now, if you do not set a goal for yourself and you've got nothing to reach for, you've got nothing to push you to get to there, you're always going to be a mediocre salesperson. You're never going to achieve a higher goal because you're not pushing yourself. Professional ball players all push themselves to become the best of the best. You think you got the pros, you got the football pros, baseball pros, you got the best of the best. Those guys are striving even more to be on the all-star baseball game. North versus the South, East versus the West, one league versus the other league. They want to be better than the better they already are, because it's something they have in their body that just pushes them. If you ever listen to a weightlifter, these big old monster guys who've got muscles that are huge, 30-inch arms, just kind of like off the wall huge, those guys eat every day 7 to 8 times, if not more, per day. They don't eat because they want to. They don't eat because it tastes good. They eat because if they don't, they're going to lose that muscle mass they've been training to get so big. So think about you now. You're going out and making sales, you're getting that fat checking account. You're going out knocking on doors, you're getting that fat checking account. You're getting your muscles, but your muscles are in your checking account. Now all of a sudden, you get a chargeback. You don't worry about that. That checking account goes down. It's like a weightlifter waking up and saying, I'm not in the mood on eating 4 times a day. I'm not in the mood on doing leg presses today. Believe it or not, I don't think that they're going to lose no huge muscle mass in one day. Yet their mind tells them, if I do not do it, I'm going to lose muscle mass. Well, I'm telling you this here. If you don't follow up on chargebacks, you don't work the extra hours, you don't make the extra phone call, your checking account is never going to be where you want it at. Because what I'll tell you for a fact, when I used to make 1,000 a week, I thought I was all that in a bag of chips. I thought I was on the road to buy a condo in Miami Beach, a villa in Sicily. I was going to buy a place everywhere. Then I started making 1,500 a week. Then I started making 2,000 a week. Then I started making 2,500 a week. That $1,000 a week was nothing, because I set my goals higher. By setting your goals higher to become the best of the best, all-star baseball player, a professional wrestler, a professional weightlifter, they're not letting anything get in their way. They're doing whatever it takes to become successful. Because once you start getting a taste of making more money, and you don't have to go crazy when you're in a house. Because what happens is that when we all start out, you make a couple sales, you get a charge back, you got your car payments that's due, your wife needs to go out and buy a new dress for a wedding you're going, and all of a sudden the checking account starts coming down. So what happens now when you're in the house, you come across with what we call commission breath. You become too aggressive. You're not listening, you're interrupting, you're deviating. The only thing in your mind is to get that person to sign. And what happens is that you actually either talk too much or you don't say the right things because you're on auto focus to make a sale for not the wrong reasons, but you're doing it in too aggressive of a way. What about if you have an extra $1,000 in your checking account? You don't make a sale. You're not going to go, oh, I'm not going to worry about it. But yet you're not going to drive yourself crazy. You're going to be more relaxed in the house. You're going to have a better tempo when you're speaking with somebody. Okay. Let's go over what we talked about. And from there, you guys have got to decide how you want to work your days. Success comes from people who just do the things over and over again. Either they buy leads, they door knock, they do seminars, they do whatever. Successful agents will have more than one product in their car. They'll have different carriers in their briefcase. Final expense, accidental insurance, hospital indemnity. They'll have Medicare, Medicare supplement. They'll have mortgage protection. They'll have children policies, grandchildren policies. They'll have everything in their briefcase to where they have an opportunity when they go into a house, they're going to walk out hopefully with something. Regardless of the premium, premiums don't matter because the premiums will add up down the road. The sales that you make get some endorphins in your brain going that kind of gets you excited that you want to make another presentation and you want to make another sale. Because remember, just because you only made $100 commission on this small sale here, the next one could be $700. So what I do is I try to do an average of all my sales, divide it by the amount of sales I made. And if I can get 400, 500 on an average per sale, I'm a very happy guy. So now I know I'm making money. When should I call the carriers? When you're on the road. Keep track of my day schedule. Have a little day planner in your car for all 5 days. So when you see somebody today at 2 o'clock on Monday, they said, Joe, my husband's working, I've got this. What about Wednesday at 6:30? Get your little planner out, put down Wednesday, 6:30, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, and attach the lead. If it's a referral, just write their address on there. When should I set appointments? What days should I door knock? If you're not in an appointment, you're door knocking. When you're door knocking, you are now, the word I won't say is stimulating. What you're doing, you're getting activity to either you can sit or you can make an appointment for later. When should I ask for referrals? Should I ask for referrals when I deliver the policy? Do I ask at the end of the presentation, at the end of the sale? Or do I ask when I'm writing down the prices to go over with them? Do I ask for it then? Chargebacks. How do I handle chargebacks? Do I say, boop, the hell with them? Or do I call them? Or do I go visit them? Deliver policies. When do I deliver policies? Pick a number. If you feel 50 is too low, God bless you. If you want to go 75 or higher, it's your business. You run it the way you want. My job is to try to open your eyes up to where you see things in a different perspective than what you have. My ways are not always the right way. No. I don't want any guys think that I am the best of the best. Yet what I will tell you that I'm fantastic as is going to work. I will not let any obstacle stop me because I want more every day. Years ago, I used to tell people, man, I'm starving, I want to make money. Today, I'm hungry, okay? And I still want to make money. Be persistent, go to work, have good work ethics, put yourself on a check-in, check-out, lunch break, afternoon break. You're having a bad day, go to Home Depot and buy that doggone shovel you need. You got in a bad day, go to doggone CVS or Walgreens and buy a little bottle of aspirins you need instead of wait till you get after work. Kind of breaks the day up. Okay guys, I pled with you, I've shared with you, I've given you a lot of stuff to sit and think about. The more successful you want to be is based on you. Not me, it's based on you. You got to put something between these two ears, behind these eyeballs, that you're going to tell yourself, I want to take my job, my life to the next level. I can push you, I can pull you, but ultimately it's something that you've got to want to do, that you want to do. So with that said, if you need any carriers, you need to talk about some things, you need to say, Joe, I need to talk, I need to vent about what a terrible day I've had, call me. You know my number. Love you guys, appreciate it. Go to work, make some money. We'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.